Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Anybody there? Listen, I'm happy, man. Hezokuai doesn't feel good. It's awesome. Ain't nothing better than a sick Hezokuai to make my day. Right? Ow. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the show. The echo's still on from last night. Or yesterday morning, I guess. So those of you who were here yesterday morning know that I woke up, I didn't feel good, but I trudged through. And then I went to work. What a nightmare. I worked my full shift. I can't afford to take days off, man. I can't. But if I could, I definitely would. But yesterday I must have had a fever. I don't know. I was out there working and I'm like freezing. And then like 5 seconds later I'm sweating and I have to take my coat and hat off because I'm so hot, and then I'm freezing again, and it's like back and forth with chills and hot and cold flashes and throwing up and diarrhea. It was no good. And the other people I work with, like, I mean, I'm sure if I would have told my boss how I was feeling, he would have told me to go home or whatever. But the way that the building is set up, like, I'm in the back and I have my own door. So if I don't talk to them, they won't even know, what's going on with me at all if I don't go out of my way to tell them. And there were way too many customers for me to ever talk to anybody about anything. Oh, it was terrible. And by the end of the day, it got to a point where, like, I was just so weak. Like, I couldn't even, like, I could barely do the work. I mean, I was doing it, but, oh, what a nightmare. It was horrible. And then when I came home last night, I went straight to bed. And I've been there until now. Except for, if I had to take care of, toilet related issues, I suppose. And then, like, I don't know, like, I've heard people talking about like fever dreams, but I kept waking up because I kept having these weird dreams, but they were like, I can't even describe it. It was like something would happen in the dream, and then no matter what happened in the dream, it's a dream, right? So it's not like there was another person there, but it would be like there was another person there contradicting whatever I was doing. Like, hey guys, look, I got this. No, you don't. That's crap. That's no good. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was weird. So then, as it got later and I couldn't sleep, I was like, okay, maybe I need some like kind of background noise, like something to get my mind off of this insanity that my brain is coming up with. So I just turned on the TV and they were playing old Sanford and Son reruns. And now I'm watching Sanford and Son and I'm like, whoa, I never realized, like, well, first of all, kind of like Jerry Seinfeld himself would tell you, he wasn't an actor. He was a comedian playing a character where he didn't really have to act. He just did what he does, And I got the same vibe from Red Fox watching Sanford and Son reruns. Like, Red Fox is great, but he was just doing Red Fox, But I realized that Lamont was a great actor. The dude who played him was really good. I had never really noticed just how good of an actor he was. And Grady, the guy who played Grady, was really good too. But, because like when you're a kid watching these shows, you don't think about that kind of stuff. You just watch and laugh at the jokes and that's it, But like now I'm watching this stuff after all these years and I'm like, wow, okay, that guy's a really good actor. Holy cow. All right. Let's see who's here today. David E. Person says the world's tallest frauditor was recording video through my office window. How did they know who he was? I'm on the 4th floor. Oh, man. Here's your happy dance, David. All right. Yeah, not a lot of energy today. I'm warning you guys. That's why I went through this whole thing telling you guys about my being sick. This is going to be a low energy show today. I apologize, but I'm going to try my best. Hemi Palmetto Bay, there's no need to fear. Hezokuai and Hemi Palmetto Bay is here. Good morning, Your Honor. Hemi Palmetto Bay appearing on behalf of YouTube. Free News Now Voodoo. Yes. Welcome to the show. Stefan St. German's in the house. What's up? Of course, Blackheart Knight is here. Hello, all, and hello to News Now Voodoo. It's time for you to get mega jolts.
Oh, Blackheart Knight, don't get started with that crap now, man. No, I don't want to get electrified, electrocuted, taselated, burned, and I don't know, man. Poop. Look at my butt. Ow.
Anyway, Highway Star, what's up? Paul Cohen said, yo, my peeps, you hood? Yes. Hey, Burns, good morning. Happy Friday. God bless. God bless you, sir. Lexi Ann's in the house. Good morning. Good morning to you. Terry Barnes, Black and Night, Highway Star. David E. Versus LaDonna Rogers is here. All right. I've been doing the show every morning, except I didn't do it on the holiday. So I didn't do Christmas and I didn't do New Year's. So 2 weeks in a row, I had a couple days off. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I've been doing the show every morning. If you come here in the morning, I'll be here at this time every day, except for weekends. Madonna, Highway Star. Griffey's here. Oh, no, I understand, Griffey. You're all the way over there on the other side of the world that doesn't exist because it's flat. King Sue 2000, good morning, all. That's everybody. That's all it is. Highway Star, Terry Barnes, LaDonna Rogers, let's see, Paul Cohen. Let's see, where is it? Oh, Society Red's here. What's up? Texas Tim in the house. David E. Parsons with a 10-month membership milestone. I've been here for 10 months. Zap Voodoo significantly. Nicody says, hey there, Hez. I'll get to your taste in a minute, David. All right, Nicody, what's up? Good to see you. Let's see, Texas Tim, David. The Lessinator's here. Joey Simpson is here. What's up? Flonase or Mucinex? I think I need both. Yeah. I was I was looking on Amazon to see if I could order some of one or the other. And I did order some stuff, but it hasn't come yet. It's supposed to arrive Monday, so that doesn't help me now. So yesterday I took Dayquil and some aspirin and eventually some NyQuil. Oh, and I took some vitamin pills because I thought that would help fight the infection or whatever is causing it. I don't know, but yes, I need both of those. Mr. Thomas, what's up? Good morning, Hez. I hope you feel better. But did you know another word for convict is called freedom impaired? The guy you played Lamont is Damon Wilson. Oh, yeah. Great actor. Leave News Now Voodoo alone. He's innocent. Chef M80 is here. Good morning. I met an Australian who works in IT. I said, do you come from a land down under? He just smiles and gave me a megabyte sandwich. Megabyte instead of Vegemite. I get it. Billy Yank is here. I got a sundial for Christmas, but I can't make it work. Where do the batteries go? No! All right. Where's the any key, dagnabbit? The Highway Star. Oh, never thought of ordering OTC meds via Amazon. Yep. Oh, Chef M80. All right. So I owe David a Tazen. Let's go.
Oh no, you're not gonna tase me. Come on, man. Please don't. No. Too many Castro. Please crack that
Anyway, oh dearie dear. Let's start the show. We need some videos here so I could go. Oh, I don't know, barf or whatever. Oh, by the way, I did get Amazon's been getting on my nerves because I did get some packages from them, and like the last 3 times I got packages from them, they dropped it in front of the neighbor's door because they get put if you put track package, they put a picture of it. So I'm like, man, I hope they don't keep doing that. Maybe I should start putting notes because you can put notes on there explaining exactly where they need to drop their stuff off. I don't know. Anyway, apparently there's a new anti-fraud. And again, keep in mind, I told the story yesterday. I worked all day, and then after work, I went straight to bed, and I didn't get out of bed until now. So I have no idea what's going on the internet. I haven't even looked at it. So, but apparently a new anti-frauditor law just took effect. Is a video by Frauditor Troll. So let's start with that because I want to hear the story about this law and see what's going on with that. So let's check that out, shall we? All right. Here we go. Is there an Aura ad? Yeah, let me skip that. Right, is that where the Aura ad ends? Okay.
Halo law effective January 1st, 2025, as reported by Fire Law blog. This new law mandates a 25-foot buffer zone around first responders actively performing their duties regardless of location. The law protects law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel. Under the Halo law, individuals who ignore verbal requests to back away and intentionally impede, threaten, or harass first responders can face criminal charges. Violations are classified as a second-degree misdemeanor and are punishable under Florida statutes. The law expands on the concept of move-over laws, which primarily applies to roadways by offering broader protections for first responders in various situations. Kurt Varone, the author of the Fire Law blog, noted the potential for First Amendment challenges regarding this legislation. Legal definitions and provisions under the Halo law. The Halo law establishes clear definitions to aid enforcement. According to Florida statutes, harass is defined as conduct directed at first responders that intentionally cause substantial emotional distress without a legitimate purpose. The law also specifies first responders as law enforcement officers, firefighters, correctional probation officers, and emergency medical care providers. Key provisions include making it unlawful to approach within a 25-foot buffer zone after a verbal warning. Violations include actions that impede a first responder's duties, threaten physical harm, or constitute harassment, which is what frauditors do in every single video. So yeah, cop watching in Florida, it's pretty much done. And who do we have to thank? Frauditors. But we'll get to that a little bit later. For firefighters, the Halo law emphasizes creating safer work environments beyond traditional traffic-related dangers.
Okay, first of all, real quick, I want to say thank you to David E. Persons for the 2. Here's your happy dance. All right, thank you. Spend the whole weekend in bed. You don't need pneumonia. Yeah, right. I probably will do exactly that. Anyway, thank you. And so far, this law sounds. I see that they've tried different laws like this before, and the frauditors get crazy and they start showing up at city council meetings to protest it. And you're violating my rights. Whatever. But let's see what else I got to say about it.
Dangers. By establishing a standardized buffer zone, the legislation aims to mitigate risk posed by interference and harassment during emergency responses. And we have seen a lot of those during frauditor videos. Recently, I made a video on a frauditor who was harassing firefighters. So this is specifically targeted towards frauditors. This law adds another layer of protection, particularly for firefighters working public spaces or crowded areas. It provides legal recourse in situations where individuals hinder or threaten their operations. Potential legal challenges and enforcement considerations. While the HALO law is designed to enhance first responder safety, its provisions may face scrutiny in court. Legal challenges could center on whether the law infringes on individuals' First Amendment rights. Such challenges are likely to influence how the legislation is enforced and interpreted in the future. Enforcement of the HALO law will require public awareness and clear communication about its provisions. It is expected to create a safer environment for first responders while balancing individual freedoms. So basically, this law is specifically targeting scumbags like John Felix, J-Town Press, Chuck Bronson, Joey Surreal Camera, Rogue Nation, all the ones that are really pushing the limits in Florida. And now the government has officially strike back and they're done. They're cooked. There's no way they are going to be able to do any more cop watches in Florida without getting arrested immediately. And I find it unfortunate that this is the change that they're making, because there are some reasonable reason to do cop watching if you're just watching. If you're not harassing, but you're simply watching, I don't have a problem with that. But now people can't do it because of frauditors. And that's the thing. Whenever a frauditor says, oh, we're making a great impact, we're making change, then point them to this video, because yes, you are making change. Although it's not the change you want, it's the complete opposite. Now, let's talk about why this law should be nationwide. The video I'm about to show you shows an extremely deranged frauditor harassing cops while they're performing their legal duties. And this harassment is just insane. I'm surprised he wasn't arrested on the spot, but if this law was nationwide, he could have been arrested on the spot. So take a look at this absolute deranged lunatic.
You need to stop speeding. If you're on a call, an emergency, turn on your lights and don't ever speed. What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
Go somewhere else.
Business card.
Go somewhere else.
You can kiss my ass. I'm in public. I want your business card.
You're in the middle of an investigation.
Yeah? Yeah? Go investigate then. Go investigate. What you just did is you attempted to hit me with your door. Business card. I demand your ID.
You can go back there.
I demand your ID.
Go back there and
You don't tell me what to do in public. You can kiss my ass.
You can go back there.
That's assault, dumbass.
That is
Branch, who's your supervisor on the scene?
You
do not touch me. You do not touch me in public.
Do not get involved in.
I'm not. I'm in public. And until I got the camera and consulted you, you didn't do anything. All of a sudden, when I confronted you, you got an issue. You just assaulted me. You do not touch a private citizen. What investigation? What's investigating? You were not involved. You were sitting in your car. Were you? Were you? You were sitting in your car. I said your business card. You just assaulted me. I want to file a complaint against you.
Honestly, this is textbook obstruction. I don't know why the cops are not standing up to him, because he is taking the attention from two officers, distracting them from their investigation.
All right, real quick. I want to say thank you to Dim Dim. All right. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Here's your happy dance. Let's go. All right. Yes, thank you so much. But yeah, that's a perfect example. Like, how many times do we see these situations where he has literally no idea what's going on? It looks like it's in a home that's probably a domestic thing. There could be like some real violence involved, like some actual danger. And like the investigation, he doesn't know that the cop wasn't sitting in his car because they have a computer in their car. And what are you investigating? What are you investigating? Why do these guys think? Victoria B, what's up? Good to see you. Happy Friday. And not just in this case, but in general. Like, these guys are always like, well, what are you investigating? Well, what are you doing? It's like, you really think it's appropriate for us to tell you all of these people's personal private business of what's going on and why we're here? It's none of your damn business what they're doing and why we're here. You think they want us to tell you what they're up to? Why we got called to their house? Like, of course the cop's not going to say anything. That's why they ask those questions. So they can say, see, he's hiding things. Yeah, he's hiding what's none of your damn business. Tiny's here. What's up? Good to see you. All right, back to the video, guys.
And on top of that, shouldn't he be classified as a 5150? He's enraged like a psychopath. He's foaming at the mouth. What if he has rabies? I think the cops should really put him in a 24-hour involuntary hold.
Welcome to do so.
I want your business card.
When we're done.
No,
I can
now.
do that.
I demand your supervisor now.
You're not going to get that.
On his way, what's your name? What's his name? What's his name?
They have nothing to
You got a business card?
They don't have nothing to do with this, sir.
They have nothing to do with this? So what? I'm in public? Is this public street? Exactly. Matters of public can be recorded anywhere from public.
Absolutely. You can.
Even though this is their private property, there is no privacy. No expectation of privacy because I can see it with my own 2 eyes. And now I'm standing on public street and on public sidewalk. Dumbass, I have a right to defend myself. You touch me again, I will drop you. Understood? I will drop you. No, that's a warning of self-defense. Read the laws in the state of Washington.
Hey, I just thought of something, too. Earlier, he said, I thought of this at the time, but, you know, for those of you who were at the show at the beginning, I'm sick, so I'm not feeling it today, but I'm trying. Anyway, I almost missed this. So earlier, he pointed out that I was here filming and you guys didn't say a word until I came up to you and I approached you. That just slid by. But I can't let that slide by because that's extremely important. Because it's not the camera, it's the actions of the idiot holding it. He said himself earlier, I was here filming, you guys didn't bother me until I walked up to you and I approached you and started asking for your ID card. Then all of a sudden you have a problem with me. Right. 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 I could film anything I could see from public. Nobody had a problem with you filming. It wasn't until you started acting like a butterbrain douche canoe that they reacted. When you start, and it's the same thing even like with the traffic stops, when they start talking to the cop while they're trying to do the traffic stop. It's like, I feel like these guys have never watched the news. Like, one of the most dangerous things police do is traffic stops. That's when, like, you pull somebody over and they just bam and then drive away. Like, that does happen. In fact, I've seen videos of it on YouTube. There's that famous one that they're making a movie about where the two sovereign citizens get pulled over and jump out of the car with their shotguns and get rid of the cops, you know? Anyway, so when you start talking to the cop, well, I'm just talking, how could that be a hindrance? Because they're in the middle of dealing with something, and now you're taking their attention away from what they're dealing with. And again, it's like, depending on who we're talking about, which frauditor, I always say it's either they actually are that stupid, which just proves that they're idiots, or they're doing it on purpose, which is even worse. If you're not that stupid, then you're doing it on purpose because you do know better. Either way, these guys are slime balls. It's called cop watching, not cop interfering. That's right. That's why Ironton Auditor comes here and watches my show. You know, he's out there, he's cop watching, and he's all good. You know, and you know, I recommend Ironton Auditor. If you guys don't know who Ironton Auditor is, what happened was, back in the day, long time ago, Chile recruited this guy to go cop watching with him, Chile de Castro style. And it didn't take long at all for this guy to realize what Chile actually is. Like, we all know what he is. It took this guy a few minutes to realize what Chile actually was. But because he was already going out there and doing it, he decided in his head, hey, you know what? This can be done properly. This can be done respectfully. There is a way to cop watch that isn't interfering, that isn't a problem, that's not, and I'm going to prove it by doing it. And that's what Ironton Auditor's channel is all about. And his channel is also proof of the other thing that we always say. You look at his videos, he's not getting millions of views. Why? Because there's no confrontation. He's more of a journalist than any one of these guys. I've seen him like film cops pull somebody over and then afterwards go up and talk to the cops and actually interview them about what's going on like a real journalist, not scream and holler at them. Anyway, let's get back to it.
And I suggest you get your sheriff, Forge, on the line real quick.
We got videos on you as well.
Very nice. Very nice. I hope you got a video of him assaulting me, touching me without any probable cause. You have no right to touch me. No right. You laid your hands physically on me. That is an assault. That's a simple battery. That is. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. That's a simple battery. What's the investigation? Get to your investigation. Get to it. Get to it. I'm not physically obstructing you, am I? Get to your investigation. You should know that freedom of speech is not obstruction, interference. Right? Exactly. I'm walking on a public sidewalk.
No, we're trying to do something over here.
Then go do it. I'm walking on a public sidewalk right here.
Out of the investigation.
But I'm not. But this public sidewalk, your investigation is with them. Go handle it. Go handle it. Your investigation is with them. Go handle it.
Well, unfortunately, he can't go handle it because you're in the way and you keep obstructing their investigation. So he can't. But if the Halo law was in this state, then you would have been in handcuffs already. And that's why it's a good thing that they're testing it out in Florida, see how it goes, challenge it in court. And if it passes with flying colors, then I think it's time to apply it nationwide because this frauditing nonsense has to stop. You shouldn't be able to harass cops for a living and make good money. That doesn't make any sense.
Go handle the investigation. I'm walking on a public sidewalk. Right? You got a tape? You telling me I can't walk freely on a public sidewalk?
I'm telling you right now, you're not getting any closer to their investigation.
Where's the line? Show me the line.
The line's
Where's
right
the tape? I don't see no tape. Where's the tape? Where's your crime scene? Where's the crime scene? Branch, where's the crime scene? Where is it? Exactly. So if I want to walk here, maybe towards this car, maybe back to my car, I don't know, maybe I just want to walk on the sidewalk here, right? So get out of the traffic. How about I do that? How about I do that?
Probably a good idea.
Walk on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Absolutely.
Get out of my way then. Get out of my way. I want to walk on the sidewalk. You gonna interfere with my freedom of movement?
Are you going to interfere with our investigation?
Am I?
Yeah.
How?
You're taking two of us to kind of maintain.
I told you multiple times, get back to your investigation. Didn't I tell you multiple times? Get back to your investigation.
I suppose you did, yeah. No problem.
You suppose I did or did I? In fact, I did.
Yeah.
Did I tell you to get back to your investigation?
I'll have to read-
Didn't I give you a direct order to get back to your investigation? I did, didn't I? It's on your body cams. I told you multiple times, get to your investigation. I asked you multiple times, what's the nature of the investigation? You can't state it. And now what? Oh, looks like the investigation is over, right? It's over?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yep, we're done.
Oh,
Have a nice
now
day.
take your sorry asses, pigs, back to your cruisers and piss the hell off. And if you ever then dare to assault me again, I guarantee your asses, next lawsuit is not going to be 7 million, it's going to be 70. Piss off, pig. Piss the hell off. Business card, you promised me, now.
Now that's hilarious. He's talking about a $7 million lawsuit. That has never, ever happened in the history of frauditors. I think the most a frauditor got was 100,000, and it wasn't even technically relating to frauding activity. It was Karen Benson that just baited the cops, and unfortunately they fell for it. And then the city was just like, fuck it, let's just pay them off. To think that this guy is going to get $7 million, you have to be very, very delusional. Now, right now, he's acting like a total tough guy. But I do want to show one little clip at the end that will show a little bit of contrast on how the Siberian kitten acts when he's fully neutered.
Business card. Punk ass.
What?
Punk ass.
Oh, gotcha.
Got me. Yeah, that's right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, stop sweating. It's all right. I'm not that scary. But I will stand my ground and my rights.
You say stop swearing?
Sweating.
I'm not sweating.
Oh, yes, you are.
No,
Yeah, look at your face. Look at your face.
it's oil.
Now that you figured it out, that you have screwed up, assaulted a law-abiding citizen. Piss off. You take your punk asses pigs and get the hell out of here. Go do some real work.
Have a good day, sir.
Piss off. Tyrants. Criminal thugs. Yeah. I'll see you around.
All right, so I briefly want to show you another video because it shows for good measure how this guy acts when he's on the ground. All of a sudden, he's not calling the cops pigs anymore, and he's a lot more docile.
Hey, relax. Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Just relax.
What am I arrested for?
Put your hand behind your back.
You're under arrest. I don't know why. I'm just here.
Well, exactly. I don't know why. What am I being arrested for? I was just on the sidewalk, and I did not interfere. Somebody tell me what I'm arrested for. as I was walking away, you actually grabbed me, pushed me towards the vehicle, telling me I need to go across the street, but then you actually grabbed me without allowing me to go.
See, all of a sudden, he's not that much of a tough guy, right? Anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to try out Aura for free today by using my link available in the pinned comments and in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. Round of applause for Frauditor Troll. Oh, yes. I'm not really in the mood for this guy's crap today. I miss trolling these guys so much. Yeah, I'm glad that he's over. I'm glad that the video that I had to play the whole thing out because I'm glad that it ended with him getting arrested, even though it's different footage. It's nice seeing him get locked up because that dude. I mean, oh, he's bad. He's so bad, and like that situation there, Like they're always calling these cops tyrants just for being cops. Like they didn't even do anything tyrannical. Like, hey, we need you not to go over there. Oh well, you can't stop me. Yes, I can, and I just did. Like, what the hell? It's like they seem to have this. They're clueless about what goes on in the real world. Like, it blows my mind how they do. Well, no, again, some of them do know, and that's even worse because then they're doing it on purpose. But it's like, how can you see, like, a situation where, like, there's something bad happening and not understand that you need not to go in there? Like, I've seen videos with DirectD and Craig Hendry where there were, like, active shootings that they showed up at and had to give the cops a hard time telling them not to go in there. Well, it's not your job to protect me. So let you get shot so that you can sue the police for not protecting you? Man, these guys are horrible. All right, anyway. I think I'm going to go just right into the next video because right now my head's giving me a hard time. I got to go get some medicine or something. So let's go into a video by NCR News Network. All right. Shenanigans.
Hi, folks. Today I have for us two videos to take a look at. One from Travis Hines, where he tries to explain the tricks in the trade of the prosecutors and gets it all wrong, and an update from our favorite fake political prisoner, Craig Hendry. But before we start today's videos, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep this channel going. So I want to make sure and thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the page. Leave a like and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, NCR Movie Network, and the Craptown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. Episode 20 is out right now. With all that being said, though, let's enjoy today's video.
All right, one trick that I watched prosecutor. I'll just only say it's the prosecutor here in Natchitoches use on a defendant while I was watching at the city court was this defendant. First of all, I think that the prosecutor is trying to get an idea of how much the defendant is willing to give up by simply asking, by saying that he couldn't find the defendant's name and then asking for a social security number, because she spent a couple of minutes just in open court, just like trying to ask for this defendant's name or birthday and then social security number, in which the defendant gave up readily. I could have wrote it down. I might do that at another hearing, just write down their social security numbers. But he
Now, there is so much to unpack here, but let's start off with the basics. This was more than likely a preliminary hearing where the prosecutor was trying to ascertain aspects of the case. Now, this could have also just been a bench trial where a jury wasn't needed. But there's nothing inherently wrong with a prosecutor asking a defendant their name or their date of birth, especially if they're having a hard time finding their case, to make sure they are there for the right hearing. Now, something else Travis brought up is that he could have just wrote down, and that he might just write down other people's social security numbers next time he goes to court and listens to people at trial. Well, if you do that, that could be considered identity theft. I mean, Travis, you already are a person of interest when it comes to, well, a lot of shady stuff. But having other people's social security numbers would make it even worse for you. You could be looking at multiple felonies at that point.
gave that, and that's a pretty good indicator to the prosecutor that this guy is willing to give up. Okay, if he's willing to tell you his social security number, and then he finds the guy and sees that it's a marijuana charge.
Okay.
And the prosecutor is like, oh, that's no big deal. Maybe we could drop it, something like that. And so then he asks if there's anything else involved with the charge in any way. And he said, well, if it's only marijuana, we could let that slide. That's it. No big deal. And then he's, I don't know, he's like, wait a second, it looks like my clerk has found another file for you. And then she hands it to him. He opens up this folder. He is already ready to go. It took a couple of minutes to like pretend to being able to find this guy's name. He opens up this other folder and says, "Oh, this is a trespassing charge that goes along with the."
Now, Travis is trying to imply that the prosecutor is playing some kind of game with the defendant to screw him over. That's not true. Perhaps the prosecutor may have too many cases on at one time. But if he was to do something like this, and it was knowingly done, that would be a violation of the defense's constitutional rights. Not to mention, it would be an easy cause for an overturnment of the conviction if he appealed it. Travis has no idea what he's talking about. It's like he's watched too many crime shows or episodes of Law and Order or The Lincoln Lawyer and thinking this is how they do it.
The marijuana charge. Oh, this is legitimate. We can't let this slide. So then suddenly the marijuana charge was back on the table, and along with the trespassing charge, which was legitimate. And then the prosecutor is like, okay, we'll have to talk about this. Okay, and then that was that guy's situation, and I found that interesting. I mean, because the prosecutor remembers everything. Okay, everything you say can and will be used against you. Yeah, they'll remember that. And he was fully aware of this guy's charges, but you could see that he was using his prosecutor tactics to get a feel of how this guy would defend himself.
Is this just a genetic thing with you? Is it congenital? Did your mother drop you on your head when you were a baby?
And now that the guy must have felt some relief when the prosecutor only saw the marijuana charge and was willing to drop it, and he felt relief, like he was getting just that grasp of some mercy, I guess. And then suddenly the prosecutor finds a trespassing charge, and then it's all back on the table. and that's playing with the emotions of the person. He's thinking, wow, they're just gonna let it go, and then suddenly it's back on, and they're relieved, and then they're stressed again, and it's up and down, and the prosecutors love to play that game with you. They
Shenanigans.
no.
Shenanigans.
No.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because there's no way a prosecutor is going to play games with a case like that. More than likely, they saw, okay, this was probably a petty, small amount of marijuana possession. We'll just drop it. But when it comes to their attention that he's also got a trespassing case coming up, yeah, they're not going to drop it. They're probably going to proceed with it.
They do it with all kinds of people every day. It's just a part of their practice, and it might be new to people, to young guys. It'll be new, and they're feeling it. They're feeling the stress of the moment, and then the relief. So you're gonna drop it, and then suddenly, oh, there's this other thing, and then the stress is back, and it's like you just want some relief from that. But that's what they're doing in the moment. The prosecutors are playing with your emotions, and it's hard for people to get over that.
And that's all we have from the hobo lawyer. I mean, if anybody wants to take Travis seriously, be my guest. But then again, this is also Travis Hines, the same man who got into an argument with ChatGPT because it wanted to answer the questions the way he wanted them answered. So now let's take a look at Craig Henry's current update video from the Vermilion County Jail and see how they're treating this alleged political prisoner that he claims to be.
An inmate at the Vermilion County Jail. Your call has been accepted.
Hello, everybody. This is Craig Henry coming to you from the Vermilion County Jail in Indiana, where the Indiana state government has been holding me as a political prisoner since October 16th this past year.
What a crock of shit. Have you ever heard more bullshit or drivel coming from somebody who's not even the president?
They have announced their intention to hold me well into next year, even longer if they desire. Seeing as we are headed into a new year, I want to leave you all with my thoughts and perhaps a few predictions for the year to come. To start, I want to recognize that I am not the state's only political prisoner. There are a great many of us that exist in this country, from people who consume prohibited substances to those who refuse to pay extortion fees exacted upon them at the hands of the scoundrels known as government.
Translation to all of that is essentially, I'm not the only person who broke the law. I'm not the only person who got caught using illegal substances, possibly other narcotics, or drinking and driving, or any other charge like that. And I'm not the one who refused to make court-ordered payments. You see, Craig, you're not a political prisoner. You have never been a political prisoner. You broke the law. You encouraged your followers to harass and possibly stalk the individuals who were your victims in this case. You did not tell them not to do this. You encouraged it. You gave out the numbers. You gave out the emails. And you laughed about it. That's why you're in jail. That's why you were found guilty of those felony charges.
Indeed, I am one of many. The very reason I began a YouTube channel was to expose what government employees are willing to do to non-aggressive persons.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Government aggresses against and trespasses against people for no reason other than those persons' refusal to obey their commands. The evidence provided on this channel, as well as thousands of other media channels, is enough to show that the fact that all men are created equal is a fact that goes unrecognized by the men and women who call themselves government. As those men and women claim for themselves the right to aggress, assault, trespass, vandalize, kidnap, and steal from those that are not part of their government gang. If you realize this, you are aware that this is a huge problem and will only grow unless an active, concerted effort is made to prevent it. I look at my own channel as a Paul Revere-style alarm-raising media outlet.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
No.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because, Craig, you are not like Paul Revere. Your channel is not a media outlet. It has been determined by a few courts already that frauditing is not legitimate media. Take, for example, the court case in Washington State, where the judge there determined that frauditors are not legitimate media. Look at what happened in Danbury, Connecticut with LIA, when his judge told him that no, he is not considered a media outlet. He's not a news source, so he does not have First Amendment journalist protections and privileges, I should say, in the courthouse. And then look again at the U.S. v. Cordova case, where the judge has determined that frauditing is not a legitimate source of news or a legitimate form of employment.
In doing this, those in power have made an active, concerted effort to stop this, and that effort has resulted in me being here in jail. I will briefly mention that I have only a limited time left to acquire an attorney to perform my appeal for me, which will cost me upwards of $30,000, and any donations are greatly appreciated. $12,000 has already been raised, and now back to my thoughts. Many people have criticized or questioned my actions in raising awareness about the government gang and the dire consequences of their actions. I have received hate, love, constructive criticisms, and physical consequences for my actions on this channel.
You don't have bad luck. The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
People mention that my life would be easier if I just go along with the government gang's demands. If I would withhold my criticisms or challenges to the government's thuggish behaviors. They are perhaps right, as many small business owners in New York found in the golden age of the mafia, it is easier to pay the extortion fees than to receive a broken leg. This line of reasoning would imply that it is easier to timidly accept subservience than to claim your equality as free men and women. It is in the name of justice.
Okay, you cannot equate what the mafia did in the 30s and 40s to what is taxation. Okay, yes, the mafia did use intimidation tactics, violence, and threats to get money from innocent people. However, when you are in a society like we are, we all agree to pay taxes, to fund our government, to take care of our people, to pay for firefighters, to pay for schools, to educate the children. It's unfair at times for how the tax brackets work, but it's not extortion. It's not intimidation. We agree to these things. You are a self-proclaimed anarchist. You want everyone to just do whatever they want, regardless of law. Because why? You don't care about anybody but yourself.
Justice that the latter is the path that I choose. Despite the broken leg, I want.
And I'll say this too. Go double piggybacking on that. So a lot of these guys always have this thing where, like, if you get pulled over and for whatever, not having a license plate, and then you have to pay the fee. What's up, Edward Cavalier? That's a form of extortion. But what he's talking about is like, hey, you give me money or I'll beat your ass. Not you give me money because you broke the law and there has to be some sort of punishment. We're not going to lock you up for a stupid traffic citation. We already got overcrowded prisons, but there has to be something. We can't just say bad, naughty. Like, so there's a fee, a fine. It's not extortion.
Will not bow my head to thugs. If a man says pay me or else, he is rightly viewed as a thug. If that same man pulls out a badge, people these days are all too willing to extend their wallets. In each scenario, there is a victim, the person being robbed. However, government brainwashing in public schools has convinced a great many that if they do not willingly pay the man with the badge, they are the thug.
Are you stupid or something?
And the thief, the victim. This is the slave's mentality. I was once a subscriber to these beliefs. It is easier to go along with the crowd. I no longer do. I would urge you, my audience listening, to steer clear of this slave mentality. Many will protest that they cannot afford to, that the potential punishment is too costly. To those people, I would say, take a look at your grocery bill, gas and energy bill. Look at the amount of money you pay to the government gang every year. Look at your future and ask yourself how much longer you can afford to be a slave. How much longer you can live on your knees. Probably not very much longer. And living on your knees becomes less and less comfortable all the time.
Hey, phrasing!
Stand up. Countless times history has repeated itself. To think it will be different this time would be naive. Governments get big. They issue arbitrary commands and demands. They print paper money. They go broke, run up a huge debt, try to print their way out of the debt, and usher in an era of poverty and tyranny. Each time people wax lyrical about how it's easier to comply until, of course, they are starving or rotting in cages, or in some cases killed. This is a different way of saying back the blue until it happens to you.
I'm just going to be blunt. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, so you're trying to inflate issues of reckless spending by the government into being a form of the police, mistreating you? No. Your argument is flawed. Yes, there have been times where inflation has got out of hand, but it's not because of the police.
I do not think at this point anyone can deny that the United States has followed this trend to a T. And the next year, 2025, will mark an accelerated progression towards the result. Be vigilant, stay on your feet, become a new person this year. Sincerely, Craig Hendry.
And that's the end of Craig's video. What have we learned from today's two videos? We have learned that Travis is willing to break the law in court because he thinks it's a good idea, and that Craig still doesn't understand what a political prisoner truly is, and has so gone down the rabbit hole of frauditing and, well, pure stupidity that he's encouraging others to break the law to end up in jail with him. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Give a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel and the podcast. With all that being said, though, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right.
And a special thank you to all members of the team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I can't thank you enough.
All right. Yes. Round of applause, of course, Francia. I wonder how many soft sits and mores are flurfs. Yeah, probably a lot. Flat earthers. Cops don't take money from you. You get a trial. Yes, that's the other thing, too. I've said this before. If you really want to show what you're talking about and expose that for real, what you do is whenever you get pulled over, film yourself offering the cop a bribe. If they take it, now you have legitimate evidence of a cop taking money. But if you get pulled over and they write you a ticket, that's not the cop taking money. It's you got to go to court, you fight it in court, and guess what? If you can prove you're innocent, then or even like, I remember, like, not I remember, I mean, I've seen it a million times, but just from my personal experience, I remember, but like, you get pulled over for something like no license or no insurance. Half of the time or more, if you get it before court and then show the judge that you got it, then they'll dismiss it. So again, if anyone ever gets let off with a warning, or if anything gets dismissed, that proves you're wrong. Because if the only reason that they have these rules is to make money, that's the only reason they exist, is to take your money, then why would they ever dismiss a case? Ever. Especially like if, for example, if you didn't have insurance at the time you got pulled over, say, oh, well, I have proof that I have it now. It's like, oh, no, too bad. Pay the fine. And I mean, I know that that does happen. But my point is, it's like there are times when people get their cases dismissed. There are times when people get a warning from a cop and don't get a ticket. If it was all about money, then those things wouldn't exist. You'd offer the cop a bribe and he'd just take it every time. And if they do take it, then good. Now you got actual proof of legitimate bad behavior. Like, that's great. Expose it. And his attitude is so, like, yeah, anarchy, right? Like, I got arrested for breaking the law. How dare they arrest me just for breaking the law? Because you'd rather there were no laws. 3 out of 4 times I got pulled over, I was let off with a warning. The one time I had to pay a fine, which was paid before my court date. Yeah, see? Exactly. Like, so they let people go, which means that they're not just collecting money. And again, you don't pay the cop. You go to court if you can prove you're innocent or whatever, you know? But again, it's like his whole beef is Craig Hendry specifically is because he thinks drugs should be legal, apparently, you know? So it's like, oh, all I did was take drugs and they arrested me for taking and selling drugs. How dare they? It's like, well, I mean, it was illegal when you did it. Like, I don't know. I know, like, when it comes to, I don't want to get into the whole thing about marijuana laws and how in some states it's legal now and some it's not and all that. But the point is, it's like, if you know it's illegal to do what you're doing and you do it and you get caught, you don't blame them for catching you. You did it. You got caught. Anytime I ever did something I wasn't supposed to be doing and I got caught, I didn't blame them for catching me. I blamed myself for doing it. 75% to infinity. Oh, what is that? Oh, I remember that. That was a long time ago. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Is that even still a thing? Does that guy even still have a channel? Because I know Direct D called him out. And when Frauditor calls you out, that's pretty bad. Well, I was not too late to hit the like button. The first thing I usually do. All right. 70. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm not feeling it today. You guys know that. It's almost time for the cupcake. Happy dance. All right. Hey, Unclean Hands is in the house. All right. Just in time for the cupcake happy dance. All right. I've been ill, so I'll try to do it. It's not going to be a high energy dance, but not a fan of the hippie lettuce odor, especially when shopping for groceries. Hippie lettuce, I like that. Watch The Substance, but not with your kids. Ooh, okay. I got to check that movie out then. All right. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, cupcake dance. Let's go. All right. Okay. Olay. All right. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. As always, you're the best fans in the world. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully, I'll be feeling much better. Thank you so much. Ooh, yeah. Hey, Lisa, just popping in. Say happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Hard R. All right, I'll check it out. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. I love you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Oh, yeah. Well, shut up.